Hi, this is Brad Constantine, and this is a podcast recording of the Old Testament. Although this is not an official recording of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, every effort's been made to be as doctrinally accurate as possible. I'll be using for the text the Joseph Smith translation of the Old Testament, along with many commentaries from general authorities of the Church, BYU professors, Bible scholars, and others. This format will be very detailed, and so if you want a deep analysis of the Old Testament, you come to the right place. Thanks for your attendance. Hello there, welcome back to the Old Testament podcast. Today's episode is going to be Isaiah chapter 41. Verses 1 to 20 is Israel is the Lord's servant. Keep silence, hush, and let me teach you before me, O islands, and let the people renew their strength. Let them come near, let them speak, let us come near together to judgment. The Lord invites the people of the earth to come, speak, and gather at the place of judgment, so the Lord can tell the man of the east, can tell of the man from the east. Verse 2, Who raised up the righteous man from the east? Christ will come from the east at his second coming. Called him to his foot, idiom meaning called him to serve. Gave the nations before him and made him rule over kings. He gave them as the dust to his sword, and as driven stubble to his bow. Christ will destroy all enemies easily. These passages also deal with Cyrus. Verse 3, He pursued them and passed safely, even by the way that he had not gone with his feet. In other words, Cyrus will travel by horse. Verse 4, Who hath wrought and done it? The Lord clears the way for Cyrus to deliver Israel, calling the generations from the beginning, I the Lord, the first, and with the last, I am he. The isles saw it and feared. The ends of the earth were afraid, drew near, and came. They helped everyone his neighbor, and everyone said to his brother, Be of good courage. As people see destructions coming, they make elaborate idols to worship. So the carpenter encouraged the goldsmith, and he that smoothed with the hammer him that smote the anvil, saying, It is ready for the soldering, and he fastened it with nails, that it should not be moved, nailed so they wouldn't fall over. Verse 8, But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham my friend. The Lord now speaks to Israel, his covenant people. Verse 9, Thou, whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, Thou art my servant, I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away. Israel was called from among all the nations. Even though Israel deserves to be cast away, the Lord will not do so, but will refine her until they learn to obey him. Verse 10, Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee, yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Doesn't that sound a little familiar? Sound like maybe the words to How Firm a Foundation? Remember that the right hand, as he mentions at the end of the verse there, is the covenant hand. Verse 11, Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish. Thou shalt seek them, and shalt not find them, even them that contended with thee. They that war against thee shall be as nothing, and as a thing of naught. For I, the Lord thy God, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, I will help thee. The Lord will hold up our hand, meaning he will sustain us as we seek in righteousness to keep our covenants. Verse 14, Fear not, thou worm, or meek and humble Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains, Israel's erstwhile strong enemies, and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff. To help us, the house of Israel, fulfill our mission, the Lord will make us into a new threshing instrument. Most threshing instruments work best on level ground, but this special threshing tool, because it is created by the Lord, is capable of threshing hills and mountains, a seemingly impossible task. That means that we, the house of Israel, are capable of performing impossible works through the power of God who created us. Part of our goal through harvesting the white fields is to seek out the honest in heart. Eventually, the gathering will separate the righteous from the wicked, just as wheat is separated from the tares. Verse 16, Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them, and thou shalt rejoice in the Lord, and shalt glory in the Holy One of Israel. Natural disasters will play a significant role in destroying the wicked. 17. When the poor and needy seek water, and there is none, and their tongue faileth for thirst, I, the Lord, will hear them. I, the God of Israel, will not forsake them. Revelation will flow. Verse 18, I will open rivers in high places, and fountains in the midst of the valleys. I will make the wilderness a pool of water, and the dry land springs of water. Christ is the living waters. I will plant in the wilderness the cedar, the shittah or acacia tree, and the myrtle and the oil tree. I will set in the desert the fir or cypress tree, and the pine or ash tree, and the box tree together. These 7 trees represent righteous people that will drink deeply from the waters of Christ. Verse 20, that they may see and know and consider and understand together that the hand of the Lord hath done this, and the Holy One of Israel hath created it. Gifts of the Spirit will be abundant in the latter days. Verses 21 to 29 are the graven images are confusion. Verse 21, produce your cause, saith the Lord. Bring forth your strong reasons, saith the King of Jacob. Challenge to false gods to see if they can be more powerful than the Lord. Let them bring them forth and show us what shall happen. Let them show the former things what they be, that we may consider them and know the latter end of them, or declare us things for to come. Show the things that are to come together, that we may know that ye are gods. Yea, do good or do evil, that we may be dismayed and behold it together. Behold, ye are nothing, and your work of naught, and abomination is he that chooseth you. I have raised up one from the north, and he shall come. From the rising of the sun shall he come, or shall he call upon my name. Although Cyrus claimed to believe in Middle Eastern gods, once the prophecies of Isaiah were brought to his attention, he turned to Jehovah, at least in part. Continuing verse 25, and he shall come upon princes as upon mortar, and as the potter treadeth clay. Although Cyrus was from the east, he conquered from the north. Verse 26, who hath declared from the beginning that we may know, and before time that we may say, he is righteous. Yea, there is none that showeth, yea, there is none that declareth, yea, there is none that heareth your words. The first shall say to Zion, behold them. And I will give to Jerusalem one that bringeth good tidings. For I beheld, and there was no man, even among men. And there was no counselor that, when I asked of them, could answer a word. Behold, they are all vanity. Their works are nothing. Their molten images are wind and confusion. So that's the end of the chapter. Stay tuned. Come back next time. We'll see what happens next. See you. Bye.